Pastor Joe Fox, Deep South Homestead, Linda's Pantry, J-No Zero, Off-Grid Nation, Barn Geek, 46 Degrees North, Tiny House Prepper, Going Betty, Resistance Chicks, Go! And of course, Justin Rhodes. Friends, channel friends, viewers and subscribers, lend me your ear for just a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, channel peeps, and everyone watching, you all know who you are. Here's the deal. A challenge will be issued. Oh yes, the gauntlet will be thrown, and every one of you is challenged to accept the challenge that will be challenged later, and it's not so challenging, but it will be a challenge. But before I issue that challenge, I need to talk to you. I need to communicate. I need to convey some information that will not be so challenging. Here's the scoop. I have notes that are now in the snow because I threw this on the ground, but that's a whole nother story. Here's the deal, guys. I have got a burr in my bonnet. I've got a bee, a bonnet in my bee, and here's the scoop. There are so many things that can go wrong with our food chain. You guys know I'm not a fear monger. I don't run around going doom and gloom and doom and gloom and doom and gloom. I don't do that. But there are still things that are very alarming. Think about the way that food gets from point A to point B to the grocery store in which you guys, most of us, purchase the food. There are so many things that could just happen. For example, let's just say that the trucking company has a bad day. Let's say that something goes wrong and they can't get their fuel. So many friends of mine who are truckers say that they actually get a full semi-load of stuff to a store just in time because the store shelves are barren. Now this is in good times. This is in times that are normal and nice, and you can go to the store and there's milk and bread and eggs and all that kind of stuff. Now, what happens if one tiny little wrench gets thrown into the mix? What happens if, I don't know, electricity's out in an area? Maybe there's a natural disaster. Food will be a problem in those areas. So, that got me to thinking. You know, I've got friends who are very good with what's called permaculture and the whole food forest concept, and there's food everywhere, and that is so true. There's food everywhere. That's right, there's food everywhere. You take a look around, there's wild edibles surrounding just about everywhere you can be, even in the big cities, so don't think you city dwellers are off, because you're not. The challenge is coming, but I'm not done with the bee in my bonnet just yet. Now, of course, a guy like J-No Zero, I mean, he practically can fish just as good as Jesus. I mean, Jesus could just tell the fish to get in the boat, but J-No Zero, he's darn near as good. Or take Pastor Joe Fox for that matter. I would wager that he can hunt down and provide, you know, animals that scurry and squawk and howl enough to feed like 10 satyrs. But that, my dear friends, is not the end of the story. There's still food everywhere that you don't have to hunt, you don't have to skin it, you don't have to clean it, you don't have to really, even in a lot of cases, cook it. There's still food everywhere. I bet this guy's off his meds again. For sure he's off his meds. No, I'm not off my, well, forget about the meds. The whole thing is this. There is food everywhere, and I will prove it to you right now. Take pine trees, for example. Pine trees grow everywhere from Florida to way up in Canada. And just about every part of the pine tree is usable, and most parts are edible. For example, you can make a pine tree needle tea that has actually got more vitamin C percentage-wise than even oranges. So all you preppers and all you types that are way up in the north and go, geez, oh Pete's, I need my citrus, well, you got your pine needle tea. Cattails. Cattails grow everywhere, and just about every part of that plant is usable. You can even make pickles out of cattails, and you can make cattail flour. And actually, this is kind of crazy. In 1 acre of cattails, you can make, it says so right here, and I looked it up, and not just on Wikipedia, you can get almost 6,474 pounds of flour per year from cattails. Not to mention the ethanol and the stuff that makes the engines go boom and put, you know what I'm saying? Which brings me to my point. Wild edibles. There is food all around you, even the folks dwelling in the city. And that brings me to the challenge. The challenge is 1 plant per week. 1 plant per week. That's right, the challenge is 1 plant per week. All of you YouTube creators out there, all of you viewers, all of you subscribers, the challenge is this. What I want you to do is research some edible plants in your area that you can actually go out. You don't have to hunt it. You don't have to cultivate it. You just gather it. 1 plant per week. You do some research on that plant. You get maybe a picture of it. You get some maybe cards of it or photos. You write down what it's good for. 1 plant per week and then 1 application. Now, what do I mean by that? What I mean is if it's a cattail, you figure out a way to use that cattail. Just 1 a week. And then that way, over the course of a year, you're gonna have 52 different options of food that you didn't have to pay for, you didn't have to hunt, you didn't have to clean, you didn't have to yada yada yippee skippy. You just got food on the table. It's only 1 plant per week. It's really simple. There's wild edibles all around you. And by the way, I've decided to go ahead and put some resources down in the comments section below of books that I know, that I use, that we like. There's even some playing cards that are kind of cool. They're literally playing cards, but on one side it'll show you the wild edible, and then that'll also show you a bunch of information on it. That way you're gonna have a lot better experience through learning about all these things that are surrounding you that are just food sources waiting to be used. Disclaimer time. I am not a doctor. I am not recommending you eat just berries you just went out frolicking around like Hansel and Gretel. Don't do that. You figure out what is edible, what is not. I'm not the guy. It's up to you. I'm just recommending you find new food sources. Disclaimer done. Yeah, random berry picking, not probably a good idea. Know what the heck you're eating. Don't rely on anything I'm saying. Get the information straight from the horse's mouth, or rather, the information down below, the books and the yada yadas and the yippee skippies. 1 plant per week and then 1 application. Learn how to use it, but that's not the completion of this challenge. Also, share what you're learning with other people. Make it go around. There is no reason that if there was a dearth in, groceries at the store that anybody should go hungry. There's no reason for it. Friends, channels, people who have eyes and are watching this video. The challenge has been accepted. Challenge accepted? He means challenge given. Yeah. Start putting videos out. Share the information, get it around, and let's be more informed. Let's figure out what these wild edibles are. Let's figure out how we don't have to always go to the grocery store every 5 minutes. Okay? So here's the deal. That is the official end of the official video. That's the official ending, and so now we unofficially are going to be beginning the unofficial beginning of the rest of the video. Okay, silly Brad time to a close, thank heavens. Right? I know some of you guys have already clicked away, but you wouldn't know I said that because you already clicked away. For the rest of you that stuck it out and remained, a serious note, guys. There's food everywhere. It surrounds us all the time. And some dude's driving by in his truck rudely. You hear that? So rudely. How dare he? Forget it, it's silly. Okay, the reality is this. There's food everywhere. Share this knowledge. Channels, Texas boys. Oh. Will you have watched this long? Only I will know later. Texas boy, all you guys, all the channels we know, I didn't name everybody, I was just trying to be silly and fun. But you guys have a unique ability. You have a platform of communication. Share what you know. Subscribers, people that comment, share what you know in the comments sections. Go onto these different channels and start to learn these skills, these wildcraft skills. There's absolutely no reason, let me just back up. A buddy of mine who is a permaculture guy, he used to say that, if there was ever a horrible kind of food shortage in the United States, millions upon millions of people would die within arm's reach of food, and they wouldn't even know it. And that really, really resonated with me and stuck with me for the years and years and years, because it's amazing. We live now in Wisconsin, and there are humongous natural resources all around, but most people just don't even know it. Elderberries. Elderberries are hugely beneficial for you in terms of health. How about cranberries? Cranberries are everywhere. Cattails, pine needles, there's food everywhere, even in this, even here. All you gotta do is go over to the tree line. And so my encouragement is get a little bit of information, put it in a notebook, you know, start to share that information with other people, because look at, I mean, think about the millions and millions of tons of food that's just sitting around, that's just gonna fall off a tree, or when winter comes, it's gonna wither and be useless, and it could have been free food. Come on, guys, help me do this. Channels, I believe in your powers, guys, especially you, J0. Brad, Big Family Homestead, I'm done with silliness. We'll see you guys.